Oh, you guys are here. Well, listen, you're a little bit early. I wasn't quite ready for you yet. I'm out trying to catch some local delicacies here down by the salty seaside in the Keys kitchen. You know how much we love to spend time with you guys cooking up tasty dishes. In this episode, I think we're going to do one of the simplest things that you can do with fresh local fish. We're going to make a fish sandwich. Everybody's got a claim to fame. Best fish sandwich, most awesome fish sandwich, this and that. Quite often they put all kinds of crazy toppings on there like fake melted cheese. Boy, that sounds like a winner. Not. We're going to show you guys 3 quick takes on a fish sandwich.
Where is my sandwich?
But you got to give me a little bit of time. I haven't put anything in the ice box yet. So I'm going to keep fishing, take a commercial break. We'll come back. Hopefully I'll have a few fish, and then we'll put them to good use, if you know what I mean.
For me.
Oh man, the tide has really come down. It's just incredibly low. I don't think we're even going to get out of here. What we might have to do is fire up the old land barge and take a run over to the fisheries, pick up some fresh fish, maybe have a fish sandwich at their place. I think that's the plan. Let's go for a drive. Yeah, pretty dry. All right, so we're gonna do a little cheating fishing. We're headed over to the fisheries because they got fresh fish. You wanna save yourself the time, energy, and fuel costs of going out in the boat, especially when it's rough. Just head over to the fisheries. That's where we're going now. Pull on your hat. Seeing as how we're in the old boat, the old land barge, I want to show you guys another old land barge that's been here, I think as long as I've been. There she is. The SS Dry Dock. And I love old boats, as you can tell. This is one of my favorite old boats of the Upper Keys. I love to hop on board and take it out for a dry run every now and then. You know what I mean.
Where are my swim trunks? I am hot. Where are my swim trunks?
All right, we're here. All right, well, seeing as how the tide went out on us and we had to fire up the old land barge and take a drive out and get some fish instead of catch some fish, here we are at Key Largo Fisheries. And as you can see, these guys carry a full line of our seasoning, so which is one of the reasons that we love to make sure that we stop in and check on them, see how they're doing not only with our spices.
You're boring. Boring. You're putting us to sleep.
to make sure that they're putting them to good use. And believe me, I can assure you these guys are. So what we're going to do while we're here at the fisheries is we're going to grab a couple of the top 3 local favorite fish. We're going to get some dolphin or some maui wowie. No, that's something different. That's another local's favorite. Some mahi mahi, real colorful fish. Big head on the bowls. They're almost neon, they should have an extension cord running to them when you catch them because they're so full of color. Then we're also going to pick up some grouper, which is one of my personal favorites to have, particularly as a fish sandwich. And then yellowtail, which is a real soft, mild, delicate fish. They've got nice fresh fish here. We'll have her knock apart a yellowtail for us. So I think we'll do a fish sandwich a couple of different ways, and those are the fish that we're going to use. Fresh fish, extremely fresh fish, almost painfully fresh fish.
Now we're talking.
And fish sandwiches coming out of this place like you wouldn't believe it. They're so good, they're worth waiting for. Usually you don't have to wait for long, fortunately.
Feed me. You said you will feed me? Feed me.
Okay, got our fish. That was easy. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Take care, brother.
Sure.
All right. All right, well, seeing as how we're in the Keys and we've got fresh local fish, I encourage you to come to an area just like this, where you can see we have all sorts of fresh local produce. We've got some big onions here. Hey, has anyone ever told you you've got really nice onions?
Everybody.
So we're gonna grab some fresh local produce. We've got our bread, and we're gonna head back to the salty seaside, fire up the grill, and knock out half a dozen different types of fish sandwiches. All right, well, we're back again. We've got our fresh fish. We've got all the stuff that we need to put these extremely delicious fish sandwiches together. So I'm gonna unload everything, make sure everything's nice and cold, and then we're gonna do some cooking. Although we might have to have a cocktail. I'm starting to get a little dehydrated. We don't want that to happen. Well, all right, now that we got all of our stuff put away, we've got our produce in the refrigerator, we've got our extremely fresh fish packed on ice, but I think before we go any further, I'd like to slip into something a little bit more comfortable.
I don't like wearing my underwear. I find them too constricting. Underwear.
And maybe whip up a cool yet extremely refreshing libation. That's right, I think we're gonna get ready for the Keys cocktail session of the show. And, you know, seeing as how we're doing fish sandwiches, I thought maybe we'd, you know, head down to the boat and put something together down there.
You are watching the Keys Kitchen. Why? There must be something wrong with you.
Woo! All right. Well, fancy meeting you guys down here, just like I was hoping that we would meet. You know, one thing my mother always told me was never drink alone. So it forces you to make new friends. And I'm so happy that we've made some new friends here in the Keys Kitchen, especially during the cocktail episode of the show, which I know so many of you guys enjoy so much. It's always nice to meet the people that watch us and get their feedback. So we're going to mix up a couple of special cocktails to our longtime viewers who particularly enjoy this portion of the Keys Kitchen. And what we're going to do is a Buck Naked's Bottom Up citrus beer. Quite a thirst quenching concoction, if I do say so myself. And we're also going to do a salty white wine whistle wetter. As you can see, we're working on the bow of the SS low sodium formula, and actually we have my daughter's canoe turned upside down, so this is going to be our bar working surface. And as I'm behind the surface area of the bar that's soon to be worked on, I thought perhaps I would jump into my bartender's garb. Pardon me while I Shazam, get a little more comfortable. There we have it. Remember, when you're in the Keys, take it easy, relax, come as you are. And if you don't like it, you can always go home. You know what I'm saying? Fortunately for me, when I go home, I'm still here in the Keys. We're happy you guys are here in the Keys with us, but let's get back to the task at hand. And that task is making sure that nobody on set in this particular episode gets dehydrated. We've got our solo cups ready. We've got some excruciatingly cold beer on ice. We also have a little bit of Pinot Grigio. At my neighbor's request, if you see any activity back there, he's back there pulling his rope, I think, or something like that, restringing his T-top maybe. I said, what would you like to have on a fish sandwich? And he said, I don't know, maybe a beer. And I said, well, yeah, we all want to have a beer with a fish sandwich. So let's have a beer. What else should we have? And he thought, well, maybe some Pinot Grigio would be good. So I've got a little Pinot Grigio here on ice. And we're going to turn that into a light, kind of an effervescent thirst quenching. Because I want to eat, you know, maybe half a dozen fish sandwiches. I don't want to get filled up. But seeing as how I'm thirsty now, I want to get something in me that's going to quench that thirst. I always like to have my glasses chilled. So I'm going to put a little ice in this particular glass. I'm going to let it chill out. We'll put a scoop in our secondary glass here also. Chilling out has commenced. Now, I've got a cold lager style beer here. I want something that's got a little bit of extra flavor to it. That's looking pretty good. Oh yeah, smelling pretty good too. So we're gonna take our beer, we're gonna put it into our mixer. More of a shaker. Now, I've got some citrus flavor carbonated, but not too sweet soda. I'm gonna put a splash in there as well. And I also want to add some lime and a little bit of lemon too. Well, seeing as how we've cut the viscosity of this lager with a little bit of fresh citrus juice and some sparkling citrus flavored soda, I'm gonna thicken it up just a little bit with a shot of this citrus flavor triple distilled Smirnoff vodka. Not much, just a tweak or two. For those of you that are ambidextrous, that should be just right. I'm just gonna give it a little bit of a stir because I don't want to knock my bubbles out. In she goes. I can tell you what, this is a thing of beauty. Citrus beer. So I'm going in. I don't want to go in solo. Grab a cup and join me. Oh my garlic. That is outstanding. And actually, I was lying to you when I said I don't want to go in solo, because you know how we are here in the Keys Kitchen. We're not afraid to go solo. Pardon me. This is just so good I have to call timeout. 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 That's a three-way timeout. I gotta have another sip of this. This is outstanding. Oh. Hey, if you haven't tried this one at home, holy jumping, did you see the size of that one? That had to be a 30-pound iguana that just did a belly flop off the top of that 65-foot coconut tree. Amazing. Yet completely true.
You are lying. I can see you with my eyes.
So, where were we? Oh yes, we were gonna go skateboarding, weren't we? No, we're still mixing a cocktail. Okay, so wine goes in. I've got some Pinot Grigio. I'm gonna go only with lemon on this one. Next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna add some of this carbonation. Oh, bubbly, bubbly goodness. So put a little bit of bubbliness in here. Yeah, there's a little bubbliness. Definitely got that going on. We're gonna add a little of this ginger liqueur, and you can see that just dissolving into that drink. This is a salty white wine whistle wetter, and we are down here by the salty deep blue side of the ocean in the Keys kitchen, whipping up a cool yet refreshing and also tasty, delectable cocktail yet again, and we'll be pouring her directly into a more useful receptacle for our particular purposes. Here's to you, and here's to me. Here's to fish sandwiches by the sea.
Where's my sandwich? I want to eat now.
That's really good.
You like that kind of stuff, don't you?
If you're following along here on C-Roll, what I'm saying is stay tuned, because we're going to continue to have fun here in the Keys kitchen with you guys. Solo cup in hand, of course. But we're going to start cooking. Well, guess where we find ourselves? At one of my most favorite places in all of the known universe, down by the fish cleaning station. Only this time, I don't have to clean much fish because I've already got somebody else to do it for me. Fisheries cleaned everything up nicely for us, but what I do want to do is put it into nice little portions that are going to fit our sandwiches, so that when I cook those off, I can take them right off the heat and put them right onto our bread. So there you have it. By my counting of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and a half, I don't know, maybe 7 fish sandwiches headed our way in the near future. We've got our fish prepped, and our grills are hot. We got the big green egg fired up with some charcoal. We've got our big gas grill warming up, and we also have a couple pans in there that are getting warm as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to do our pre-cook prep. As a chef, the number one thing that you want to do is share your love for food with other people. It's not a competition. It's not about who's better. It's not about keeping a secret recipe. It's about taking all the things that you've learned from other people in your life, whether they be master chefs or whether they be your relatives, or whether they be somebody that you just respected, or somebody that you just happened to be fortunate enough that you ate their food and you really, really enjoyed it. And taking all of that knowledge and passing it on to others. So I'm going to tell you something very sincerely. It's the reason that I'm here. I'm passing on my love and my knowledge for food with each and every one of you that watch this show every single episode. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And if you can't dig that, then stick around and we'll probably just drink some more and make some jokes.
You make fish sandwich? I like you.
But in all honesty, food's about fun. Food's about getting together with friends, family, or making new friends and family. But it's not about who's a better cook, or who's a top chef, or who gets disqualified from whatever fashionable television show. I guarantee you this, there is no other cooking show like this on television, and there probably won't be unless we continue to do it. Because here in the Keys Kitchen, we're keeping stuff flavorful, fun, and funky, and it's all about sharing the love that has to do with food and being in the kitchen. And we're on location, so you never know who's going to drive by or stop in, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different types of bread that we're going to do here. Actually, we've got something else down here that I wasn't going to tell you guys about yet. But here's some fresh dough. We're going to do something with that to make this fish sandwich extra rememberable and nummy. That's right, I said nummy.
That does look nummy.
A thin layer of saran wrap or even aluminum foil will keep your bread from drying out. Even if it's only out for half an hour, it makes a big difference. This is some Italian flat leaf parsley. Once I rinse my parsley, I keep the band around here. You can see what I mean, this band holds everything into place. Then I rinse it well, and I cut this off. I cut all these bases off right here. So a little bit of ice, a little bit of water, and then you take that cut end from your herbs that have been rinsed, and you just put that right in, okay? And you put that in your refrigerator, and that will keep for quite some time. I do always suggest that you wash your vegetables, wash your produce well, keep those in a little bit of ice water, and then that's gonna make them nice and firm and plump and really moist for our salsa, because we're gonna put a salsa together. I'm gonna have to call timeout again, because it's pretty hot here in the Keys Kitchen today. It's almost like working in a real kitchen, only it's really, really breezy, tropical, beautiful, and way more relaxing. So I'm going to put together a quick salsa, and you guys have seen us do this before. One of the things I like to start with is a piece of garlic. I'm going to cut the tip off. If you bang it once, you should be able to get all the skin away at once. Take some fresh cracked black pepper. Then I'm going to take some of our reef rub, which is our best fish and vegetable seasonings. I'm going to just sprinkle a small amount of that on there as well. And then I'm going to mush all that garlic, kind of turn it into a paste. And that's all mushed up into a paste. We're going to take that now, and I'm going to add some lime to it. We're going to squeeze that juice in. So the next thing that we're going to take is this red pepper that I have here. And that's the same thing, basically just a brother to this green one that I have. And we'll be putting that green one on a grill and grilling it up to release the flavors from that. So this is going to go in. Fresh and ripe tomatoes, and I'm going to cut them up. I'm going to add a little bit of lemon to this to increase my liquid, my juiciness. I want that garlic to be kind of dispersed, those chilies to be dispersed. All right. One of the nice things about using a larger bowl than you should is that you can mix really readily with it. You don't even have to get your spoon dirty. See this, clean spoon? Yet I'm mixing. Amazing. Now, watch this. Clean spoon, yet I'm mixing. Other hand. Didn't know I could do that, did you? Huh? Ambidexterity comes in handy. I think we talked about that a little early, didn't we? I think what would be good in here, sprig of fresh thyme, small amount of cilantro. Well, the next thing that this dish is begging for is a slice of this beautiful onion. Nice little fine pieces of chopped onion. I'm going to add just a little bit of olive oil to this, and then I'm going to actually set it off to the side. I don't want it in the sun, but I don't want it in the refrigerator either. So everything opens up and kind of marries. The flavors are released, but still it's a harmonious balance of all these wonderful fresh flavors that we have. Woo! Now that's a spicy pepper!
Who is your daddy? Who is your daddy?
All right, so this is what's gonna happen with us now. We're gonna start firing on all cylinders. We got the grills hot, we've got our salsa done. I'm gonna prep the garnishes. Our breads are ready to go. Let's do some fish sandwiches. Don't you think we should do some fish sandwiches? I think we should do some fish sandwiches. As a matter of fact, it's one of the reasons that I showed up to work today was so that I could do some fish sandwiches. And I'd like to share some fish sandwiches with you guys, seeing as how you're here. Some of the fish sandwiches I think that we should share together are, we definitely gotta do a blackened fish sandwich. How about a fried fish sandwich? I know everybody says, oh, fried food's not so good for you. We're gonna do a pan-fried fish sandwich in a little bit of olive oil, kind of the way that my grandmother used to do fried fish when I was a kid, and it won't take long. So we'll do that. Maybe we'll do a jerk sandwich. That sounds pretty good. And definitely, oh, we've got our salsa. We've got to do like a Mexican style fish sandwich, which is one of my favorite ways to have fish locally. And then we might do an open-faced fish sandwich with something special or unusual on it, because we like things that are special and unusual. And then I think we'll also do, for those in the crowd that are used to going out and have someone else prepare your sandwich, we'll do a sauteed lemon butter white wine fufu fish sandwich.
Smile when you say that, mister.
But we're going to show you how to make it not so foo-foo, make it easy, and make it really nice and delicate, just the way you may or may not like it. But you never know unless you try. So let's get cooking. Well, as you can see, I'm surrounded by multiple hot cooking areas and surfaces. And I can tell you one thing, and I'm not joking, they're all hot. They're not just kind of hot, they're extremely hot. Because when I'm cooking, I like to get everything hot.
I am hot.
I want you to see exactly what we got going on down here. See that? There's some lump wood charcoal. Not much, but it's hot. On top of that, I have a grate. On top of that grate, I have my cast iron, Lodge cast iron as a matter of fact. Some of the pans that I have that are nearest and dearest to my heart because they came from some of my grandmothers were Lodge cast iron. And speaking of grandmothers, this is actually my great-grandmother's fish spatula, in case you didn't know. I've got a hot gas grill over here. And next to the hot gas grill, I have a side burner, and on that side burner I have a hot steel pan. So we're going to do some sauteing and some pan frying here. We're going to do a grill here. We're going to do a blacken here, and we might do a secondary grill here.
Enough of this. Time to eat now.
So we've got all of our fish. We're going to season them and we're going to coat them appropriately, and we're going to start to cook them. And it won't take long. And what I want to continuously remind you in each and every one of these episodes of the Keys Kitchen is do not, as in do not, overcook your fish. So I've got that big, thick piece of dolphin. I'm going to coat it. I'm going to coat it nicely with some of our blackening spice. Anytime you want to make your food look nice, one of the things you want to do is your presentation side down. That means the side that you will see before you take a bite will go into your pan first. So in this circumstance, I'm going to take my preheated, as a matter of fact, really preheated, super hot, blackened cast iron pan with my blackened dolphin, and I'm going to take this side, which is the top side, not to be confused with the skin side, and I'm going to lay that down first. And I might just give it a little shake more love just for fun. So, back over to what we're gonna do here. Let's take another piece of fish, grouper. Oh yes, a little bit of grouper. Now with this grouper, what I wanna do is take some of our jerk seasoning. Now you can use any seasoning that you like. It's just that ours are better than the others. And I'm not just saying that.
You must be joking.
So there's our jerk. So we've got our jerk grouper here. And one of the things that we don't want to have happen is we don't want this grouper to stick to the grill. And quite often what you'll see people do, particularly people in commercial restaurants do, is they'll take this fish and they'll put it right in oil. They'll put oil or butter or olive oil all over the fish, which works to get your fish not to stick. But the problem with that is, or the problem that I have with that is, that oil creates a thin layer on top of your fish and doesn't allow your fish to absorb some of those nice grilled flavor, some of that smoke that wasps up into the fish. So what I like to do instead is to actually oil your grill. We're going to put our fish onto that. We're going to check our blackening. Yeah, that looks a little dark and crispy. Some people might even say,
Oh, that looks like it's burned.
but it's not.
Lying.
Okay, so blacken's on, jerk's on. What I want to do next is a really extra special friends and family only mojo seasoning that I have. I'll pour a little of that on the fish and lay on our dolphin. This is a thinner piece, so it won't take as long. I'm going to put half of this on this side. And then when I flip it, I'll put the residual back on. The yellowtail is going to be a saute or a pan fry, delicate, light, high heat pan fry, so it doesn't break apart. But in the meantime, I have one more piece of grouper. This one right here. Here's a few pieces of key lime wood off of one of my trees. I'm going to lay that grouper right on top of that key lime wood. And that's going to be the essence of fresh, flavorful, and fun Keys food. Fresh local Florida Keys grouper, seared and smoked on top of local key lime wood with Buck Naked's local Florida Keys seasonings. For the pan frying and for the sauteing, it's a very similar technique that we're going to do. Only one is finished with an egg wash and the other is just simply floured. So I'm going to flour now. So there's a nice piece for frying. I want a little bit of the thicker pieces for frying. There's probably a good piece. And these others are a little bit thinner, a little bit more delicate. And I think we'll utilize those for the saute. Pan. Hot pan, hot oil. So come over here, Mr. Cameraman. I'm going to show these guys exactly how they should lay their fish in the pan. Okay, here we have it. I'll lay this piece of fish in and away from myself. And you can see it bubbling already. And that's the way it should be. The temperature of our oil is just right. Don't crowd your pan. There we go. There's that nice crispy brown, dark, and lovely exterior that we're looking for on our fish to give that sandwich that extra special bite, that extra special taste and feel and flavor. Really nice, delicately pan-fried fish. So with our egg wash, all I've done is I've seasoned our fish. I've cut it fairly thin. It's been dredged in flour or shaken with flour. And now I'm just going to put it in a little bit of egg wash. Once this butter hits the pan, it should start to sputter and spit a little bit. And that's what we want. Saute means to jump, so everything should be nice and hot. Now we're going to take our fish, we're going to lay it out into the pan. Now this fish is going to be served pretty much immediately. We're going to cook it until it's just done, and then we're going to plate the rest of our sandwiches up. Here's another surprise I want to share with you guys, and I do this all the time. I have some pizza dough here that's raw. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that dough into pieces. Then I'm going to flatten it out. I'm going to lay it right on my grill. It's finally time to put all these wonderful sandwiches together. We've got a plethora of different fresh local fish that we've got here. We've cooked it a number of different ways. We've got some different bread, even some that we grilled ourselves. I'm going to construct these sandwiches, and then we're going to consume some of these sandwiches. So I'm going to get busy doing that and putting some special toppings on there. A little bit more of everything left. So I think I'm just going to wrap up the rest of these sandwiches. We're going to lay out a plate, and I think we're going to try some. Well, once again, we're back on board. That's right. And whether it's high tide, low tide, in between tide, whether you're coming by land or whether you're coming by sea, you are always welcome to spend some flavorful, fun, and funky time here in the Keys Kitchen with Chef Buck Naked down by the sea. We've cooked up a plethora of fish dishes, as a matter of fact, of fish sandwiches in this particular case. We've got some wonderful jerked, some special locals only, mojo, a salsa with that grilled pepper in there, a really delicate yellowtail sandwich. We've snuck in a couple of extra things as well. We've actually grilled our own bread, you know, and we've worked with the three fish that most people get down here and that are familiar with. We had yellowtail snapper, and I think it might have been fresh.
Are you sure this is really fresh?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was fresh. We also had grouper, one of my personal favorites, particularly for grilling. And then we had the ever popular, and actually quite plentiful, dolphin. And we showed you a few different ways to utilize those fish in the simplest of fish dishes. But remember this, when dealing with fresh fish, keep your bread fresh, and keep your garnishes fresh too. I want to stop talking about it, I'm going to try some. And the first one I'm going to try is going to be that really nice key lime grilled grouper. And that was truly key lime grilled grouper. I love the texture of grouper. It's wonderful. Well, next, let's go for a piece of the blackened. Wow. Oh, so incredibly tasty. A little bit of warmth there. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. Well, the next one I want to try a bite of is going to be this tortilla style with that salsa. Nice and fresh. Pan sauteed yellowtail. Lemony, light, croissant, quite good. Thank you guys for spending time with us especially our followers that have been watching for a while. I'm so happy to share this time with you guys. Please keep telling your friends and family and your extended family about the show. In the Keys, you're welcome to come as you are, no matter who you are, or if you're in a car, because quite often, what happens here is really good to eat, especially when you're in the Keys kitchen. Thanks. See you soon. Seriously, we'll see you soon.
Okay, so I need to read this, right?
Yeah. Remember, you are Mr. Will Speak, world-renowned professional announcer. No, you are Will Speak.
Should I look at this camera or I can look at here somewhere? I rather to side.
It's up to you, and sometimes, honestly, it's hard to tell where you're looking.
Who told you this is okay? This is not okay. This is not okay. This is not okay. Okay. Looks nummy.
Okay, good.
Wear my swim trunks. I don't like wearing underwear. I don't like wearing my underwear.
You like wearing someone else's?
Pretty good job here for a bunch of losers. You're doing pretty good job here. You know, this kitchen stuff for a bunch of losers. Cooking from Will Speak, natural guy.
I didn't know you were going to try to pull that one off.
Which one?